Look at a modern cargo vessel. A fully loaded ship represents an enormous concentration of physical and financial capital, valued well over $100 million. For a ship owner to legally move that cargo across international waters and stay in business, every single dollar of that value has to be insured. But for a primary insurance company, agreeing to cover a $100 million asset entirely on its own is a massive financial hazard. If that vessel sinks during a severe storm, having to pay out that massive sum all at once could severely damage the insurer's balance sheet or even trigger immediate bankruptcy. This creates a structural bottleneck. Insurance companies naturally want to accept new policies to grow their revenue, but they are strictly bounded by how much total risk they can safely hold at one time. To solve this problem and keep the shipping industry moving, the insurance sector had to construct a financial safety net for itself. That safety net is a system called reinsurance. It is a secondary market where an insurance company transfers a portion of the risk it has accepted to another insurer, paying a premium to do so. It creates a distinct chain of responsibility. The shipowner only interacts with their original primary insurer. That primary insurer, now taking on the title of a cedant, then deals directly with a reinsurer. In a $100 million vessel diagram, the cedant retains $20 million of liability, transferring the remaining $80 million to the reinsurer for a premium slice. If lost, the cedant pays the shipowner $100 million immediately, then automatically recovers $80 million from the reinsurer. By utilizing this shared mechanism, the cedant can comfortably underwrite massive maritime policies without facing the constant threat of complete financial ruin. The specific mechanics of how that risk is shared depend entirely on the physical scale and volume of the shipping operation being covered. For highly unique, oversized, or one-off hazards, the industry relies on a distinct method known as facultative reinsurance. Imagine a cedant is asked to cover a single extraordinary megaship valued at $200 million. They decide they need $150 million in backing, so they approach a reinsurer with this exact individual request. In this graphic, the specific vessel is separated and offered individually to the reinsurer. The reinsurer evaluates that single, unique ship, making an active choice to either accept or reject the risk on its own merits. Facultative agreements are precise, custom-built financial safety nets designed exclusively for the ocean's most complex individual targets. But single giant ships are only a fraction of the market. On an average day, a cedant is processing policies for hundreds of standard cargo vessels moving around the globe. Managing that kind of volume requires an automated bulk solution, which is where treaty reinsurance comes in. In a treaty agreement, the reinsurer signs an upfront contract, automatically accepting a fixed percentage, like 40%, of all risks in a category. Alternatively, structured excess of loss, the reinsurer pays out only if the total losses cross a specific pre-agreed financial threshold. Treaty reinsurance allows the machinery of global commerce to move fast, skipping individual negotiations in favor of automatic, mathematically driven risk sharing. When a primary insurance company successfully deploys both facultative and treaty contracts, it stabilizes its entire operational foundation. They achieve what is known as risk diversification. Rather than holding all the liability themselves, the cedant strategically spreads its massive total exposure across dozens of different reinsurers around the world. This carefully distributed network guarantees increased capacity. It means the primary insurer can continually accept new business and expand their operations without over-leveraging their internal assets. By structurally spreading out the liability, they ensure that even an exceptionally large claim from a sunken fleet will never bankrupt the primary company. The shipowners operating the vessels never see this complex web. They only ever deal with their cedant, completely unaware of how the massive global risk is being silently absorbed behind the scenes. Reinsurance is the unseen architecture taking on the ocean's most extreme hazards, ensuring the trillion-dollar machinery of global trade never has to stop.